The best thing about ideas is everyone has them. We can choose what we do or don't do with them too. I was painting a master copy, and the more I look at it, the more I want to develop my own art style. So, here's my plan. I want to consider things that I like about creating art. Think of your imagination or your art style as a muscle. You have to train it. You have to show up whenever you can and put a good effort into strengthening it. There's a lot of blue on my walls. I want to leave my comfort zone. The best way to defeat the uncertainty of developing an art style is to reference yourself. Honestly, comparison isn't bad. It's what you do with it. Do you let it poison you? Or do you let it nurture your ideas? The insecurity and shakiness of an art style feels like a rite of passage. It's so common. But to compare is to compete, and I will compete with my old self. What do I want to gain from this new painting? Let's see. 1. Push shadows to create depth and contrast. 2. Softer edges to make the subject feel immersed with the background. 3. Pay attention to color harmony. That is a work in progress. And 4. A constant. Pay attention to form. So how can I maintain these goals? How do I subdue the overwhelm? I'll break this into smaller parts, starting with color. I actually wanted to dedicate a large part of this practice into mixing colors more precisely. How do I make warmer shadows? Should I try adding new colors to my palette? Wait, when did this happen? Um, I can't do this without blue. I need blue paint. As I was saying, a big part of developing your art style deals with the way you choose color. I personally tend to pick colors that are too dark, and I pair them with colors that are too saturated. I'm thinking about the subjects I admire, movies I like. What do they have in common? Personally, I like classical paintings, I like historical movies, I like bows and lace and silver and pink. So, I'll start there. Not too long ago, I'd panic at the thought of painting. I'd ask myself, why? What's the point? I can't mix color. I always make a mess. I can't do this because I'm not good enough. I'm not like the artists I see in museums. And if you feel that way too, I have some words of comfort. Maybe it'll aid you. Being an artist is about developing curiosity. There isn't a manual, thankfully, that determines who is and isn't an artist, and knowing so should be comforting. You can decide for yourself, not external factors. And even if other people put you down or a professor fails you, know that at its core, you're an artist because you believe so. The panic is practically gone now. I understand that I can make mistakes and cover them up afterwards. To live is to try, and I will try and try again. The chattering, negative critic in my head has taken its leave. It couldn't fester because I stopped feeding it. And now I paint. And paint and paint until the day ends. I light candles, I keep painting. Painting doesn't feel arduous anymore. It feels lightweight, comforting even, like you're suspended in time, half focusing, half dreaming.